Hello, everyone. Elite 4 Yo here, and we are in unprecedented territory as we get to a very exciting price drop on the 151 Japanese reprint that has apparently hit early. Most speculation and most information that was released over the last month or two was that it was coming in May, this big reprint, or maybe it's a reprint because there is some conflicting information out there. However, the reprint or whatever it is has hit, and wow, are we seeing tremendous, tremendous drops that, maybe we could have expected it or not, maybe not to this level. Let's take a look here at what exactly we're looking at. So as you see, I'm on Sneaker Dunk right here. I do have the English and the Japanese site open just for easier reference. But look at that price, 9,500 yen. I'll just show you right here. That is sitting at about $61.50. If I go to the English site, it lists it as $62 even. $62. Now, that is not counting any fees, any shipping, anything like that. So definitely keep that in mind. However, that is a huge drop from where it was sitting. Let's take a look at some of the graphic data here on Sneaker Dunk. If I go back, and this is showing just over the last week where it was sitting around that 12,000 yen average, look at that. Look at how it has plummeted here to under 10,000 yen. Let's go back a month, take a look at the data. So this is looking a month ago. This is where it was sitting comfortably, averaging around 20,000 yen. Those of you paying attention, that's about $120, $130 is where it sat a month ago. Then the news of the reprint, the restock came. This is where you see it drop down to around 14,000. So I'll plug this in here just so we can keep the number straight. So the news hit, it dropped about $25, $30. It basically hovered around that, as you can see here, over the last 2-3 weeks. And then the reprint restock hit, basically, I think it was like yesterday or maybe the day before. And that's why the price has dropped so significantly down under 10,000 yen. And I'll put that number back up here. We'll just do 10,000 even at that $60 to $65 range. I mean, that is wild, wild, wild. Let's take a look at this graphic, 3 months. Let's take a look. This is back in January. Look where the price was sitting, everyone. Hovering around, let's call it 23,000 yen. Let's plug that in. $148 plus. So let's say it was $150 3 months ago. And people were buying it up even 3 months ago, right? Because yeah, the price had gone down from there. If I do this graph, I think this is showing much bigger, length of time. Over the summer, when the price was, actually, I think this is the case. Sorry about that. Over the summer, if you went on eBay, for example, and I've mentioned this in previous videos on this topic, you were looking at prices like $185 with free shipping on eBay. That was probably the average, give or take, $10, $15 here or there. If you look at the data, if you go on price chart, if you look at eBay's eBay sold listings from over the summer, that's what the price was. If you got it near 150 or a little higher than that, and that was great. And 3 months ago, which is what you're seeing on this graphic right here, yeah, if you could get it for that 23,000 yen range, which again is about 150 bucks, that seemed like a good purchase. So fast forward 3 months to now, and wow, have times changed. And so we're faced with that huge question of, is now the time to buy? And maybe more importantly, how much? How much? Can the price continue to dip even more from where it is already going? Well, let's take a look. This is the last, I think this is the last week. And, you got to ask yourself, are we going to get a better price than this? And by this, I mean, I'm just going to do 10,000 yen. Okay. Yes, of course, it's listing here as $62. But $62, if the retail price for this product in Japan is about $40, and you can purchase it for 62, not including any additional fees or duties or shipping. I mean, wow, that is, I don't know if I've seen something like that, because that's not a huge, obviously, that's not a huge, increase of profit for the Japanese retailers, right? I mean, resellers, I should say. For those people who are reselling it to us, I mean, on their fees, what are they making now? I mean, they were looking at 2, 3, 4 times profit going back 6 months, and now they're looking to make what? I'm just gonna give a rough number here, 10 to 20 bucks. I mean, that is, wild. So the inventory here is probably going to move fast. Will the price stay at around $60 to $65 to purchase outright? Who knows? People are speculating that it'll just keep dropping, that as the reprints become more and more, if that's what's going to happen. It's not like there's any official word on what the amount is on this reprint, but as we get through more time here, with this having just hit over the last few days, that the price can continue to plummet. And it has plummeted, people. I mean, that's what we're seeing here. But specifically, when I say like the price is going down, I'm talking on like this market, Sneaker Dunk. If you have individual suppliers that you were able to work with, I am not talking about something like eBay. Let's take a look at eBay, where there is not as much action. I would not recommend purchasing from eBay. I mean, look, the cheapest I see on here, just based on the lowest price, is about 125, 130 bucks. That's not a good deal. You get the free shipping over here. I guess it's about $6 shipping, but that's not very good. So I would look elsewhere. I've never used Sneaker Dunk myself. I can't speak to how well it is. I hear really good things about its authenticity process for making sure that the product is legitimate. But if I were to purchase it and I had the money to go, yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, I'm looking at purchasing about 5-6 boxes myself. And right now I'm trying to get it, as close to that $62 range. But really, $62, I mean, if you can get it for $70 or $75, is that really like something you're going to pass up? Even if you don't want to use Sneaker Dunk and you go to outside avenues to try to secure the product, if they're asking for $75 with shipping, I mean, that's still a really good deal, I would imagine. Is it possible that this can go down even further? Yeah, it could. It could definitely continue to drop. I mean, here it was sitting at 11,400, and now it's sitting at 9,500 yen. Could it go down even more? Absolutely. Could this be almost a one-hit wonder situation where like this is the lowest it's going to go and it's only going to climb from here? Absolutely as well. Hard to say. You can't time the market, so you're either buying on the dip or you're buying or waiting for it at the absolute lowest it's going to be. But how can you anticipate that? That's why I say that it's probably, even if it goes down more, how much more can it go down? I mean, are Japanese suppliers going to be moving this product for the retail price that they paid, 40 bucks, just to get out from it, just to dump it? There's so many factors going on here. However, what I do want to say on this is probably a great opportunity for those of us who want to buy it as an investment product. This is going to be one of, or the best Scarlet and Violet set currently available. Let's just take a look at Evolving Skies right here. Evolving Skies, obviously, that's the biggest, most popular set for Sword and Shield. Let's just look at some of the price movement here. This is just over the last year. Imagine purchasing a booster box of Evolving Skies when it came out for something like $100 to $140. I say $140 because that's about what it would have been sold for on pokemoncenter.com. Take a look at the market price action on here. Okay, going back 1 year, the price of a booster box was sitting, according to TCG Players data, at about $385. And now look at today, where it's sitting comfortably something around that about $686, $700 and up price. I mean, really, it's doubled in a year or almost doubled in a year, and there's no reason it won't keep growing. Now, I'm not saying, well, yeah, you buy this 151 product, expect it to double in a year. No, that's not going to happen. It's very different. Evolving Skies is a crazy set. However, would I, if I was sitting on, say, $400 to $500 and I wanted to get in on this product and I saw that $62 price, not including shipping, etc., yeah, I'm moving on it. That's what I'm doing. And I don't usually give my own advice because, who really knows? If everyone knew for sure what to do in all situations, you wouldn't need to make videos. You could just sit in your mansion all day. But let's talk more realistically. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna get 5 to 6 boxes of this because that's how I feel like I want to spend about $400 to $500, and that includes the shipping price. So yeah, I think that's a nice investment. Well, I mean, what's the worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario, this restock or reprint, and I'll talk about that in a moment, is so ridiculous and so widespread that the price plummets even more, and it sinks under the retail price of $40. I mean, how often does that happen? Not for a really popular set, I don't think. And, natural appreciation would assume that, it'll go up over time. And so you're left with the worst case scenario, you in 5 years or 3 years, if you're looking to get out from under it, you sell it at cost. So what? You took a chance and you sold it at cost. You probably can't lose much, I wouldn't imagine, but you certainly can gain much depending on what happens here with this product. So what I'm saying is, if you buy $400 worth of this product, so with shipping, it's about five, six boxes. Hold on to it. See what happens. Could you lose a little bit? Sure. Could you gain quite a bit? Yeah, I think the gains are more likely than the losses here on something like this. But like I said at the beginning of the video, this is pretty unheard of territory. And unheard of in the sense that the price plummeting so significantly on this in regards to this restock. It's pretty wild. It's not that we haven't seen that specifically before, but if I go back to the graph again, just to look at this 3-month span, I mean, wow, right? Sitting at what, 140, 150 bucks 3 months ago to now where it's at half that. I mean, I like that action. People were purchasing this yesterday and 2 days ago when it was sitting at $85, $90 a box happily. And now it's down to $62 a box. So yeah, you have to ask yourself, how low will it go? How low do you want it to go? Do you want to maximize the every penny and dollar that you could possibly get and see how low this thing goes? Buy it when it's at its lowest point. I mean, you're going to be watching this closely over the next few weeks and then some to see if it goes down. And if you want to try to time the market, hey, that's on you. I'm comfortable, and this is just my opinion, I'm comfortable buying it now. And if it dips down to $50, well, I mean, that's a matter of, $10, $15 a box each, maybe. So this is like really exciting times, I think, for what is such a hot product. And the 151 set is a really hot product, right? Obviously, we're talking about those reverse master balls. But what I wanted to kind of talk about additionally here is this concept of, is this a restock or is this a reprint? When we first heard of this a few months ago, it was billed to us as a reprint, that this was a second printing that was supposed to be hitting in May. Well, there is conflicting information out there from different suppliers, including people I've spoken to that are suppliers in Japan, suggesting that maybe this is a reprint as was originally thought. However, what if it's a restock? And the difference there is a restock is, and this is what the information is suggesting, could be, I can't guarantee it, I don't think anyone knows for sure, but this information is suggesting that this could be the inventory, the additional inventory that was available to the Pokemon stores that they are putting back on the market. Now, if that's the case, then the next question is, well, is this the reprint? Or is the reprint still coming? So let me just backtrack on what I'm saying there. What I'm suggesting then is, if this is the reprint itself, then you would think, okay, this is the one final go. This is the product they're pushing out for the reprint, and that's probably it. If this is the restock only, then it's a limited stock, right? They're putting the inventory that they were sitting on, and that's sounds a little dubious when you think about it. They were just sitting on inventory for 6 months. But let's say that's the case. Let's say this is putting that backstop inventory back on the market and making it available. If a reprint is still coming, still forthcoming in May or beyond, then yeah, the prices are going to drop even further. But is that definitely what's going to happen? I don't think anyone knows for sure. I don't know. I don't think any experts know. I don't, who would know? And if the reprint isn't this, well, that adds more questions, doesn't it? Right? Because you have to weigh whether this is the restock, you have to weigh whether this is the reprint, and then you have to ask yourself, if this is the restock, again, that's the inventory that some people are speculating was sitting and is being put back on the market, and another reprint is still on the way, then I would expect prices to go even lower. But is that a chance you want to take? Exactly how much profit are you looking to make? If you're trying to nickel and dime and get every last penny you can of profit in an investment, then you may, and again, I always qualify things with may, I don't like to tell anyone what to do with their money, but you may want to just sit and wait a little longer, a few weeks, see what happens in May. Or this is the reprint as a restock and it's limited, and once it's gone, and you missed the boat. I don't want to be that person. Then this is just me talking with my $400 to $500 investing in this. I don't want to be caught having missed the opportunity. So at $62 a box, not including shipping. So let's say with shipping, I'm looking at $75 a box, and you have to, you want to buy more than just one box to make it worth it, especially in something like Sneaker Dunk. That's why I'm looking at 5 to 6 boxes. Then at $75 a box, maybe as high as $80 with tax, I don't know. And that is including shipping. That's a price I'm willing to bet on if I have to. And I don't have to. But, again, it's a question of how low do you want to see it before you're willing to commit to buying. If you're buying it, a lot of the product, like a case or more, then yeah, it may be worth it to wait a little longer if you have that kind of capital to invest. But for me, this is just my opinion again. What am I going to do? I see this price, 9,500 yen. That comes out to, as it says right here, we'll put it in as 9,500 because that's what it's listed as, 6150. And again, if I go on the English website, not that I don't think the inventory is any different, but let's say it's 62 even with shipping and additional fees. I'm pricing it at like about $75 a box. If I get 5 or 6 boxes, that sounds good to me. I'm willing to sit on that for a few years and see what happens. There is like that wisdom that people say that like sealed product is the best investment. You can't go wrong with sealed product. Everything appreciates. And maybe that's true, especially for the big sets. Fusion Strike right now is going up. That's a good example, I think, from Sword and Shield. So you have to ask yourself, do you think it's going to go up? Will it continue to drop? Will it stabilize? I tried to analyze all these different avenues in this video. Again, I don't tell anyone what to do. I can tell you what I'm doing. And again, just to recap, I am going to buy 5 or 6 boxes, still weighing on what I want to do, at that price point right there, at this price point of $62 even. That sounds like a good price to me. And again, even if you can't get it for that much, $70 sounds like a good deal too. If you can get a bunch of boxes at 70, yeah. Is it possible that this reprint or restock is so numerous in its amount that the prices just crater? I personally don't see that. I don't see that happening. I think that it should appreciate like every other popular set appreciates. But we'll keep looking at it. We'll keep analyzing it here. But wow, like I said at the beginning, this is an exciting time. If you are big on investment in sealed product, we don't know how long the window is going to be open. If this is a restock and there is no reprint, then yeah, I would get in while you can. If this is a reprint only, and this is the reprint that came early, same kind of logic. You may want to get in now, may want to. If this is both, if this is a restock and a reprint still coming, then it gets a little, a little more complicated, but maybe that's part of the fun, if there's fun to be had. In any case, if you have any questions about this, you can also share your opinion, and I implore you to, please share your opinion in the comments. What do you think? Is now a time to get in? Can't guarantee it's going to be at its lowest, but look at that trend, and look at the trend here. Now, this is the 3-month trend. Can it go even lower than $60 a box? Who's to say? Let's keep watching it into the future. I'm Elite Forio here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye-bye.